He says that the Labor model of changing leader every time there's a bad poll, or the revolving door of leadership, is a broken model. What do you say to that?
Well, Simon's been, a member of the government and former leader, and someone who's, seen a lot over a period of decades, and so obviously you take into account what he has to say, and obviously I do have regard for what he says.
What about the fact that, as a former leader, he says that there shouldn't be this revolving door? Are you concerned that's the view among some of your colleagues, that that's where this is heading?
Oh, well, clearly Simon's expressed his view, and I haven't spent time inspecting revolving doors or theories therein with other members of the government. I've just been out there doing my job.
How will it all be resolved? What's the circuit breaker in this?
Look, I mean, everyone's been talking that up. As I said, I've just been out there doing my job. I'm a backbencher with my Aussie accent and my cryogenic monthly, out there doing what needs to be done.
The Abbott confidence is very strong at the moment, isn't it, Josh Frydenberg, who was in the seat of Barton yesterday? That's held by Robert McClelland, a pretty safe Labor seat. It shows just how confident you guys are.
Oh, look, we definitely are looking forward to the next election, but it's going to be close, and the chances are the Labor Party will probably change leaders. I mean, that was the greatest non-answer you've ever seen from Ed Husic, because we know he's a big supporter of Kevin Rudd. He's been pictured on the front page of The Australian taking Kevin around his electorate, and he comes from the New South Wales Labor right, where there has been a revolving door of leadership in the state premiership over there. But, it doesn't matter who's the leader of the Labor Party. It's the same Labor record, Kieran. It's 27 new taxes, more than 20,000 regulations, $145 billion of debt, grocery watch, fuel watch, pink bats, green loans, school halls, and the daddy of them all, the NBN. Don't forget the cash for clunkers. I mean, I've got a laundry list, and the Australian public have a laundry list of the failures of the Labor government. So it doesn't matter if it's Kevin Rudd, Bill Shorten or Julia Gillard leading him to the next election. They have to stand on this failed record, and that will see them lose the next election.
Well, Josh, it's pretty clear from what you've said just now and what Tony Abbott said yesterday, Joe Hockey the day before, that the coalition is very much trying to broaden the attack at the moment, not just on Julia Gillard. Is this anticipating, preparing your strategy for a change of leader?
Look, we have to be prepared for any eventuality, but, nothing would surprise me about the Labor Party. They knifed a first-term Prime Minister in Kevin Rudd, the first time that had been done in Australia's history. Now Julia Gillard's turned out to be a graphic failure, so they're talking about bringing back Kevin Rudd. I mean, John Howard always used to talk about Lazarus with a triple bypass. I think this will be Lazarus with a quadruple bypass if Kevin Rudd comes back, because, he had a pretty bad record and everyone thought he was gone, and, Labor colleagues from the cabinet level down said that he had a failed record. So I think we have to be ready for him to come back, or for somebody else. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's the leader of the Labor Party. It's their record that they have to stand on, and it's a failed record, and that's why we will win the next election.
How many leaders did you guys change in one term, Josh? I think it was 3. You went for that.
We don't change prime ministers, my friend. John Howard governed for nearly 12
years.
Malcolm
Turnbull to Tony Abbott.
Okay, well, Ed, I want to ask you about pressure.
Andrew Peacock.
Ed, there is further pressure on the budget, with the industry department apparently warning the government that $1 billion in savings at the heart of the jobs package might not eventuate. The companies might be able to circumvent those tax savings.
Well, the people that we turn to for costings in government is Treasury. Treasury do that work. Treasury say that the costings in the forward estimates will deliver that saving, and importantly, the measure itself, it is designed to better target the incentives we provide for research and development in this country. So Treasury, has made those estimates, and that's what you have to back.
That's fair enough, isn't it, Josh? Just quickly.
No, not at all. Look, we've just heard that the industry department, Greg Combay's own department, and the tax office warned against this proposal that or this policy announcement that came from the government, and that there is not the $600 million of savings, because the big companies will game the system so that their revenue fall below the $20 billion threshold. And so therefore the government's promises of savings will not eventuate. And we know that with the mining tax it produced $126 million of revenue, but they made $15 billion of promises. They can't find savings anywhere, Kieran.
Josh Frydenberg, Ed Husic, gentlemen, thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Ta.
All the very best. Thanks very much.
We're now going to turn to Defence Minister Stephen Smith, who has met with the Afghan President Hamid Karzai